So if you clicked on this video thinking I was going to say avoid drinking, avoid partying, avoid playing video games, the basic stuff that everyone's talking about, and explain how those things completely changed my life and I became a multi-billionaire because of it, then you might be disappointed. All right, this video, my objective is to share with you 3 insights that I learned over the past, I'd say 2-3 years, that drastically had an impact in my life. All right, I'm telling you, if you apply just one of these 3 things, I'd be very surprised if you didn't see a bunch of positive benefits and outcomes from doing those things. All right, so if it can help at least one person who's watching this video, I'll be extremely happy. That is the objective of my channel, just to help as many people as I can reach financial independence, build a successful business, and then live the dream life that they've always wanted to have. So without wasting any more time, I have some notes. Yeah, that's how you know I'm prepared for this video. You wish for things rather than working towards them. Honestly, you can click off this video only remembering this one line, and I'd be highly surprised if it didn't play a huge impact into your life. The amount of times where, especially when I was younger growing up, I would always look at people or imagine or fantasize this crazy lifestyle that I've always wanted and wished that I lived it. So I would see a nice car pass by and I'm like, I wish I had that car. I wish I had that house. I wish I had that lifestyle. And I would even almost fool myself in believing and saying to myself, one day I'll become as rich as these people. One day I'll achieve those things. And I would say it so often that deep down, I actually believed that I was rich, which I do think is good, to have a bit of delusion and sort of embodying the person and the lifestyle that you want so you can achieve it. But the issue is I was always saying to myself, one day I'll become rich. But if I looked at my actions, nothing in my life pointed me in the direction of me one day having that life, one day possibly being able to be in that person's shoes. And it's because I was always just wishing for things to happen rather than asking myself, how can I work towards something to achieve that goal? In business, we often call this entrepreneurs. People who want to become entrepreneurs, they talk about it. They'll talk with their friends or say like one day, bro, I'm going to have this crazy business. I'm going to be making a bunch of money. And then you ask them, you're like, okay, what have you done so far to work towards that goal? And it's nothing. And you get fed this, and you feed it to yourself. You get fed this delusion of, yes, one day I will become that person that I want to become. But when you look at your actions do not dictate that type of lifestyle, or at least you working towards that type of lifestyle. So I'm telling you from experience, from someone who used to binge watch YouTube videos, I would always embody a lifestyle of, the lifestyle that I wanted. But if you looked at my actions, they did not reflect that. And the day I actually pulled the trigger and I'm like, look, enough of me having these fantasies of having a crazy lifestyle, but not doing anything to achieve them. I don't know what happened in me, but when I switched my perspective and look, let me just actually put in the work and do the actions that are required to get the lifestyle that I want, that's when my life changed. Which brings me to point number 2. You don't go out of your comfort zone. This was extremely huge for me. It's semi-paired up with the first one because you want to achieve this amazing life, but you don't take the actions because you're afraid to get out of your comfort zone. And of course, everyone here is afraid of failure. And that is the number one reason why we don't go out of our comfort zone, is because we do not want to fail. And again, I'm speaking from experience. I've delayed so many things in my life simply because I was afraid of people judging me or afraid of failing. And I did not want to get out of my comfort zone. I know this thing is good. I know this thing work. I'm going to school. I'm getting decent grades. Why put myself through hell and try to start an online business while I'm in college? Why do that? And if I reflect back to my life, all of the major achievements, wins that I've accomplished, all came from me taking some sort of risk and removing myself from my comfort zone. A classic example is getting a job. What do you have to do to get a job? You have to do an interview. Does anyone enjoy doing interviews? No, it's nerve-wracking. You basically have to sell yourself in front of a stranger. and convince them why you're worth hiring and working for. And that's you putting yourself out of your comfort zone. But once you do it, you get hired. Another example is going to college, getting accepted. What do you have to do in order to get accepted to college? You have to take exams. Who enjoys taking exams? No one. It's nerve-wracking. It's not fun. You have to study for them. It's lots of hard work. But you rewarded yourself at the end by putting yourself in that discomfort, taking the exam, getting a good grade, and then you get accepted to whatever college you want to go. And the final example is maybe if you have a girlfriend. All right, I'm sure she didn't just walk up to you and say, hey, can we be together? You know, you had to take the first step. You have to talk to her, you have to text her, you have to set up a first date. You have to be presentable. You know, this is extremely nerve-wracking. But the outcome of that is you being in a relationship, having a girlfriend. So all of the big wins in your life, the major achievements, 95% of the time will come from you getting out of your comfort zone. And it's still difficult for me to this day to do it because I stress a lot about everything. Okay, that's just how I am. I'm very much, I don't tell my team this, they don't know this, but I do stress a lot about everything. But I do think it's an advantage I have as well. But I essentially will view stress and me being nervous about something as almost being a good thing. It means that I'm working towards or I'm about to achieve something great. I don't want to reveal it on this video, but we're about to launch something that's pretty big for the company. And I am scared shitless to do it. I've never done it before. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just sort of going with the motions and I'm like, let's see how it goes. But that fear of the unknown, that me pushing myself out of my comfort zone and me being super nervous about doing it, I know that it's a sign that I'm working towards the greater goal. All right, so it's very important to get out of your comfort zone. Every day, almost every day, you should be doing something that kind of stresses you out, that you kind of don't want to do, but you know deep down, I need to go through this in order to achieve my end goal. And if you're doing that, and you do that enough times, I promise you, you will achieve that end goal of yours. Now, my last point, you'll see when I break it down, like many people talk about this, but you overconsume social media. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about you waking up, first thing you do is you take your phone, you go on Instagram. Like, I don't care. Like, I do that. Like, I know you're not supposed to. Like, I don't care. I'll do it. But the way I view social media, like when I wrote this in my notes, what I meant to say is you will live your dream life through other people's life, through other people's social media. To give you an example, let's say my dream car is a Ferrari. Instead of me actively working towards a plan on getting that Ferrari, okay, I need to build a business, I need to make this much money, I need to, like having actionable steps towards getting that car, I will go on my computer, go on YouTube, and just watch countless videos of other people experiencing buying a Ferrari. Watch me buy my first Ferrari at 25 years old. And then it's like a video of someone following someone signing papers, and he gets the car, test drives the car, is super happy, you hear the engine. And then at the end, there's some motivational speech. Like, guys, you can get this one day if you work hard. And that makes you feel good because you almost lived the life of someone who just purchased a Ferrari. And that's what I mean by overconsume social media. Everyone's life is the main character in your life, when in reality, you should view your life as you being the only main character. Let me ask you this. If someone were to point a camera to your life, everything you've experienced right now, would that person be able to easily tell that you were the main character of this movie? For most of us, the answer is no, because we haven't achieved much. We haven't achieved anything that's that significant, that's worth having a movie around. And that's how I like to view my life. I'm like, I know I'm the main character of my own life, and I want to act like it. And I don't want to go on social media every day and cope my lack of achievement, my lack of being able to achieve my own goals, and experience those goals through the eyes of someone else, through someone else's social media. And this, I think, is a very big mistake and a very big issue that many people face that they don't even realize it. Like, why do you think on YouTube the most viewed videos are always about crazy amounts of money, lavish lifestyle, big homes, nice cars? exclusive parties, stuff like that. Those are things that we envy and we want to achieve as well. And because we cannot achieve it, it's let me achieve it through the eyes of someone else, through someone else's life. And by doing that, you almost feel accomplished because you're like, yeah, I kind of did it. But that's what's happening. Mentally, you're saying to yourself, yeah, I did it. I bought a Ferrari. Like, I went to the dealership. I signed the papers. I test drove the car. But at the end of the day, you just watched the video. So that's why for me, I hate watching. Like, I used to follow all of these pages like Money Motivation, and they would show these crazy cars and stuff like that. I get excited, like, oh, I want that one day. But I don't like that. I don't like to watch it anymore. It's like, I want the car. Like, I don't want to watch some other person drive the car for me or other person buy the car. It's my car. I want it, and I'm going to get it. Like, I'm going to be the main sort of character in my own movie, which is why I stopped watching all of those types of content. Okay, so I just think it's important, tying it back to this point, you overconsume social media basically means you live the life that you want through the lens of someone else, through someone else's life. And one influencer, one person might be for your fitness goals. So you might have a few fitness influencers that you follow. You're like, wow, this guy's really in shape. Like, I'd like to look like him one day. But you don't take action. And then you watch someone else who has a very nice car. You're like, wow, I'd really like to have that car one day. But you don't take action. All right, so it's very important you don't get lost in social media and experience your life through someone else's life. Do it yourself. Okay, very simple. I'm not against social media. I mean, when I eat or when I'm bored or whatever, I will watch YouTube videos. I try to stick it to educational type of stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I do just scroll on TikTok and watch random stuff, but I try very much to not fall in that trap of being complacent because I've experienced the life that I want through someone else's Instagram page. Okay, and I think that's a mistake that many people do. And yeah, those are the 3 steps. 3 steps that changed my life. Just to summarize it, you wish for things rather than working towards them. You don't go out of your comfort zone, and you overconsume social media. If I had to give you one insight for this video, one thing to remember, you wish for things rather than working towards them. That is by far the biggest thing that I see people doing. They sit in their basements and they say to themselves, one day I'll become rich. And then they get out from the basement and they play video games all day. They go to sleep, they watch a few TikToks, one day I'll be as rich as that guy. And then they wake up, same thing, they go play video games. And they just repeat that life. I want to become like that guy, I will become like him. The actions don't reflect it. They go to sleep and then repeat. And next thing you know, you're 50 years old and you hate your life. And that's not the life I want to live. Alright, so I hope this video was useful. As usual, if ever you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'm very active. Don't forget to subscribe. Doing my best to help you guys, achieve the drive that you've always wanted, give you goals, tips, tricks. If you have any video ideas for me, like subjects that you want me to touch, by all means, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see each other in the next video. And as usual, let's make some money.